Newkirk. She's my childhood hero, and I'm so glad she's here.
Woo! Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. How many Eagles fans do we have here? I don't know anything about baseball. Well, I do know a little bit about Philadelphia, so I'll tell you what that is. I'm seldom here, but I did come here a long time ago. I gave a talk at Hahnemann Medical School, which I think is Drexel now, and I came out afterwards, and someone took me to New Harmony Restaurant, and that is when a light came on, and I thought, as long ago as this was, that one day there is nothing you cannot get that's vegan, because they had vegan shark fin and they had vegan sea slug. I thought, no, I can't go there. But while I was at Hahnemann, I discovered these two beagles who were being kept for basically show and tell at the vet school. And they would use them for exams and what have you. And they were kept in this cement pen. And they had nothing to do, nothing to see, no companionship, zip. And they were just whirling. They had lost their marbles. And they were just whirling around. And I said, this is rubbish. We can't have this. I mean, you can go to a vet office and examine a dog if you need to. You could do something like that. You can't keep them. And so we had a bit of a roundabout argument. And after a few weeks, I got the beagles. So I was really happy. And once I got them out of there, they went to a home in Philadelphia, two lovely ladies. And once they had been on a lawn, and they had been on a couch, and they'd been for walkies, and all this sort of stuff, they got their marbles back, and they stopped whirling. It's really nice. So Philly, of course, is the home of the University of Pennsylvania, where many years ago, baboons were inflicted with head injuries in a thing called the Pen 2. That was a mechanical device that would slam them forward. And somebody managed to, well, I should say, the researchers themselves were videotaping themselves. They were that cocky about what they could get away with. And they would strap the baboons down to a table and then go out to lunch. They would blow smoke in their faces. They would mock them. And one of the things that they said on their videotapes was, let's hope the anti-vivisection people don't get hold of these tapes. So guess what? Yeah. We did. And we reduced the 70 hours of horror that they have videotaped themselves conducting down to a flash reel where you could see all the different examples of the bad things they've done. We went down to the Holiday Inn in downtown Philly, and we showed it there to the public and the press. And the FBI surrounded the hotel and came into the lobby because a grand jury had been put together to prosecute the people who took the tapes. We are tricky. And so we managed to go down the stairwell and out through the parking garage and got away. And everybody saw those tapes. And years later, I ran into the district attorney who was set to prosecute the case against us, and he said he had come to the conclusion that it was the experimenters who should have been prosecuted, not the animal people. So that was really nice. So that was then, this is now, and I want to talk about this marvelous film. And the way I want to talk about it is, if you will allow me, is to talk about children. Because many films about animals are thought to be for children, as if we grown-ups have outgrown compassion. And that should never be the case. However, we might take our lead from children. And I think some of you may know a poem by Mahmoud Darwish called "Why Did You Leave the Horse Alone?" And it's based on a real-life question from a 7-year-old boy whose family fled Palestine in the Nakba War of 1948, and they left their horse behind. She had to fend for herself. And this child points out what surely the adults knew, which is that the horse needed to escape the violence too. And we see the same thing in Ukraine today. PETA Germany is in Ukraine and has been every day since the war broke out. And we see people fleeing, but leaving their animals behind. Some of them tied up, so we're rescuing lots. So children aren't embarrassed to care, and they're not hesitant to call out unkindness. You may have seen that lovely little girl on the internet who says to her mother, "Why are we eating animals? I won't eat animals anymore." And her mother asks her, "Why not, darling?" And she says, "Because I like animals." And she was determined to do the right thing, child that she was, even though adults know far more than children about how animals become shoes and steaks and what have you. So this film, I believe, requires us to do what Thomas Huxley advised us to do, and that is sit down before truth like a little child and be prepared to give up every preconceived notion and follow humbly wherever facts may lead. We have to thank Mark de Vries for presenting the facts in such a compelling way. If you haven't seen the film, I'm sure you will agree with me afterwards. Until I saw the preview of Humans and Other Animals, my favorite film was It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. I don't know if anybody else has seen that. And this film, Mark's film, shows that we actually do live in a mad, 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 mad world. The difference is that we can make it less mad by applying our own ethics and our own efforts. So I'm going to leave you with something an adult once said. It was Hippocrates in ancient Greece. And he pointed out to the masses that the soul is the same in every living creature, even if the body is different. We are but one species of animals, and we have to respect all the others and treat them as our fellows, because that's what they are. And that's one of the points I believe that Mark's wonderful film makes. So please get everybody you know to see this. It's not good enough that just those of us who understand already see it, as though we have to rope other people in, have a watch party, give them the links, make them see it, because you could change them and change their lives and make them thankful that you woke them up, opened their hearts and their minds to something very, very important. So if PETA can help you with any resources at any time, we're here for you. When you leave, there are various bits of material. If it's not for you, please just take a watch with you and leave them at the gym, leave them at the doctor's office, leave them anywhere you like. But please let us help you help them. And I hope you enjoy the film. I know you will. It's absolutely phenomenal. Forget Oppenheimer, forget Barbie. This is the film. And so here is the director himself, Mark de Vries.
Thank you all so much for being here tonight. It's an honor to have you here at the Philadelphia premiere, and in fact the entire Pennsylvania premiere of Humans and Other Animals. You are the fourth audience that will have ever seen the film publicly after only New York, Los Angeles, and San Francisco. You're among the very few people who will see it before it hits the major streaming platforms next month. So it is an honor to have you among the first people to see Humans and Other Animals. Now that the important people have completed speaking, please take a moment, if you would, to turn off your phones and other devices. I'll say farewell for those of you who are taking videos. Thank you for watching the video. Do take a moment to turn off your devices, because it is